Okay, this is the Ripnado, and it's for your bandsaw. It comes in this nondescript box, which is fine. I've already used it, and this is actually my second demonstration on this product and review. It comes with three main parts. It also came with instructions, which I have since misplaced somewhere around my shop. This little piece goes underneath the bandsaw table, and this little intake valve would then fit in here, and then it has a 1-inch hose. Here's a closer look at the intake valve. It's a little plastic part, and the hose comes around, but you squeeze and pinch it a little bit, and then this whole thing will fit underneath the bandsaw table, which I'll demonstrate in a couple minutes. Okay, so let's go over to the bandsaw. Okay, here's my bandsaw. This is a GRIZZLY G0555X with a riser block. I didn't keep the original base for it. I wanted more storage, so I built that one. Okay, right now I've already blown out all the dust out of here. That's that little bit right there. And I also have this hooked up to my 4-inch GRIZZLY Dust extractor, which is right there. I also have it hooked up to a cyclone. I currently have this little plate in here, which I'm going to demonstrate with, and also I'm going to make a solid zero clearance plate in a little while and show you that as well. Okay, so the flexible magnet fits on like that and directs the airflow into the nozzle. Okay, here we go with the intake nozzle, and that fits right up in here. Honestly, I'm not real crazy about the strength of the that flexible magnet. It comes off pretty easily, and I think what I'm going to do is just put an extra couple magnets on top of that to make it more firmly in place. This is my Craftsman shop vac, and as you can see, there's no dust in there right now. Okay, so here's the vacuum ready to go, and I have it wrapped around the bandsaw. I recommend this a lot because what happens, the magnets on this thing aren't really strong, and you got to secure that hose, otherwise it pulls off relatively easily, and that's what it looks like installed. Okay, let's start this thing up. Okay, check the amount of dust that's coming out of here. As you can see, there's still dust right there. And let's look inside the dust collector right now. Okay, so that was about 6 cuts. And some of the dust went in there. I don't know if that's a 50-50 mix or a 40-60, whatever it is, but I'm going to try to improve the efficiency on that. Because I think one of the problems is those holes and the plate are actually impeding some of the airflow. So I'm going to go ahead and try to fix that. Okay, so here's just a temporary fix, trying to make it a temporary zero clearance faceplate. If this works, I'm going to go ahead and make a new little plate. According to the manufacturer, this is supposed to help things tremendously. Another 5 or 6 cuts, and still getting dust down here and some dust inside the saw also. So it's not picking it up all up, and like I said, I can't decide or really know if it's what percentage is it picking up. Let's try something else. What I'm going to do is take the plate out altogether, because I think the plate is interfering and covering up half of the little chute there. So again, I do have the intake valve directly underneath the hole. And like I said, I think part of the plate is interfering with the and covering up the intake valve. So let's try it without a plate. Still getting a lot of dust coming up from underneath the lower wheel. So a lot of the sawdust is still coming up here. Okay, so this time what I'm going to do is use the Ripnado in conjunction with my big GRIZZLY and see how much sawdust comes out. Pay particular attention to this section right here, because I think the momentum and centrifugal force of the wheel throws sawdust up that way. Okay, in conjunction with the big dust collector, the small dust collector is significantly better. All right, so I think it's a very good complement to a regular dust chute, because even when I have just the 4-inch big GRIZZLY dust collector on, it doesn't pick up everything. The combination of the two seem to work very well. Okay, what I'm going to do now is do a thicker amount of wood. So I've got some 1/2-inch plywood. This is 2.5 inches thick, and I want to see how it works. Again, keep your eyes on over here to see if we're getting any sawdust coming out of here. Okay, down there in the saw and on top of the saw base table, there's very, very little sawdust. So I think this complements a regular dust collector tremendously. I don't think it works as well by itself. And just to be clear, the reason I'm saying it doesn't work as well by itself is because when I just have the big dust collector on, that doesn't get all the dust either. So that's why I'm saying it complements each other. I think one downside I don't like about the three pieces is the flexible piece. This flexible piece is not really super magnetized. You know, it's magnetized, but it's kind of weak. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple extra magnets on there just to support it a little bit more. I think that's going to work fine, and on the next revision of this, I would like to see this piece much either thicker and with more magnetic capabilities, because it does get out of place relatively easy, especially if you bump the hose. Okay, so overall, what do I think of the Ripnado? Overall, I think it's a good product. It needs more magnification on this piece, and I don't think it sucks up all the dust by itself. It works great with just the big GRIZZLY dust collector, but like I said, the big dust collector doesn't get all the dust either. They will work and do work much better in conjunction. So I am going to keep this item. I do have to say, with full disclosure, I did receive this unit from the manufacturer in exchange for the video review, and like I said, I do think it's worth having it on your saw, because it's one of the biggest. The saw is one of the biggest sawdust producers in my shop, like anybody else's shop. It worked on thin wood, and it worked on that 2.5 inch thick. When I opened up the door of the bandsaw at the bottom there was hardly any dust when those two were working in conjunction with each other. The manufacturer does recommend having a zero clearance insert, and I'm temporarily using that as a, with this duct tape as I showed before. So would I buy it with my own money? Yeah, I would, because the sawdust in the shop does drive me crazy. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.